Soulmentum. Yena tasmaiti guru Suchetaya Manustam. Stafetam Yena Bhutale. Swayam Rupam Kadamayam. Adaratiswa Padantam. Panchakalpatari Gacha Kripasamagaya Namam Vishnu Daya Krishna Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Charana Nivsesa Swami Bhava Pachita Disata Namam Vishnu Padaksa Vishnu Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravan Charana Nivsesa Swami Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahavarata Baladaya Prabhupada Chaitanya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Sadhisa Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram. So again we'd like to reiterate our gratitude for your sparing your precious time to come to participate in this Sunday program. You could have chosen to go for some weekend party, but you chose to come to party with Krishna. So, thank you very much. Now, I was requested to share something regarding what is it?
Role and importance of spirituality in modern age.
Modern age. In this modern age, the role of spirituality in modern age, importance of spirituality in modern age. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a real broad topic because you can write books on that. And essentially, one of the major things that I've been addressing in some of my current presentations, especially I had 3 presentations at Oxford University at the Management and Economic Conference we had between 23rd to 25th of August. And I had 3 presentations, a little bit uncommon in the academia because traditionally we present one paper at the conference, being one paper to be scrutinized, reviewed, and accepted by the board of reviewers is a challenge. But somehow or the other, by Krishna's special mercy, I had three of my research papers which were reviewed and accepted for presentation. So I did. And basically is hinged on this theme, like the role of or the importance of spirituality in our modern age. And I tailored that towards leadership. We'll find that a number of people, they struggle so hard to attain high-profile positions, either in the executive arm of government or judiciary or the legislature or just in public life or private life. But after attaining these high-profile positions, there is a common denominator, and that is that we'll find a number of cases where the people go to the top and then they go down the slope in a very bad way. Sometimes, you find a chief justice of a state, and I know like the cases we have in the US here, one of the past justices of of New York State, he was jailed. And a number of legislators, they're indicted, found guilty of fraudulent involvement. They're the lawmakers. They make the laws for us, but they don't. I would say they don't follow. I won't say they don't follow. They refuse to follow the law. They fail to follow the laws. Not refused, because if we say refuse, then we're not sensitive to environmental and endogenous factors that compel people to commit crimes. So yeah, we find that the very common denominator in people's involvement in unethical behavior in Kali Yoga especially, and even crime, is what Rupa Goswami delineates in his Nectar of Instruction, very first verse of the Nectar of Instruction, brings to bear that humans who do not have that ability to control the urge to speak, hogwash, insincere nonsense, or to eat everything and anything. The tongue could be used to create peace. The same tongue could be used to create dissension, and sometimes even conflicts. Even in the homes, in the household, relationships, you find that the tongue plays a very vital role. Uncontrolled tongue could cause a lot of problems. Rupa Goswami also mentions about the mind. The urge of the mind to do anything, the dictates of the mind. Unfortunately, in this present dispensation, we have been told to just act according to the dictates of our mind. Go for it. Or exercise your anger when it comes. Don't suppress it. Don't control it. Just unleash it. Eat anything and everything. Enjoy. The belly is there to be filled with everything and anything and whatever you can. Why not? Just fill up the belly. Purpose of life is to fill up the belly. And if you find people eat sometimes like a buffalo, buffaloes, they eat, enjoy. They don't have any control over their tongue and their belly. So they eat, especially the young buffaloes, they eat. And sometimes they die from eating. They eat so much that the stomach, there is high elasticity in the stomach. But with the buffalo, it is until sometimes it just bursts, stomach bursts, and then it dies. Eating. And we also know how the sex appetite plays just a vital role in incriminating people, sending people to jail. In fact, even the 10th director for International Monetary Fund, Strauss-Kahn, is a French guy, handsome, very cute guy, well educated. He went to one of the best schools in France, acquired high degrees in economics, became the 10th director for International Monetary Fund. But he ended up in jail. He lost his job. Why? Desire for it. Desire. Anything is. He had a very beautiful wife at home in France. He came to New York, he lodged in a hotel, and he got attracted to a hotel maid. Hotel maid that does not measure even 1/10 the beauty of his wife at home. I got attracted to him. He was indicted, prosecuted, found guilty for attempting rape and other related crimes. That's how he lost his job. And at that time, he had a daughter schooling in one of the Ivy Leagues in New York. What can I say? So, these are typical cases where people are characterized as the main problem there as devotional or spiritual bankruptcy. When people are bankrupt devotionally, and in Kali Yoga, we are characterized by spiritual bankruptcy. And so we do things based on our whims and caprices. We may have the highest degrees. And in fact, I have friends who have 3 PhDs and they're not happy. Oh yeah. They're not happy with their lives. Sometimes they ask me, Dr. Das, what is making you so happy? What is it? Tell us. So, well, try it. I'm a monk. Yes, so the underlying factor is that spirituality is very relevant to our everyday reality. I was just speaking to a young boy who is in college. And sometimes people don't know the value of what we're doing. I don't blame the people, because in most cases we are viewed also, or we are bunched, we are lumped into that, group of religious sects or religious organizations. But Prabhupada will say sometimes, you hear him say, Krishna consciousn's is a science. And I get it. You may not get it. I get it. Why? Our culture of spirituality is very scientific. It's science-based. And there are science-based evidence of the outcome of what we do. Even the very common things that we go into the streets to distribute, say the Holiness. It is a science. How is it a science? Hey, Swami, tell us, how is it a science? We know this is religion, but how is it a science? It's a science because, see, science is based on activity. You go to the laboratory, you bring some, elements together, you put them together. Maybe you also use the Bunsen burner to heat up the liquid, and you see some gas, and you use the litmus paper to test the gas, whether it's green litmus or blue litmus or whatever. You see the color, you have that theoretical understanding. This is a sign. If the litmus turns blue, this is the gas that was emanating from the testing. Summarily, it's all about activity, observation, documenting the results, and conclusion. So our movement, our teachings are also based on practical reality. You do perform something and have an observation. You diagnose what is going on, you get some conclusive results, and that's it. So say for the chanting, now there are even scientific evidences that are based on research, how the chanting helps in. This is not the purpose of the chanting. The purpose of the chanting is Krishna Prema Pumatoma, to attain pure love for Krishna. But the side effects are so amazingly great. Just like every intervention has a side effect. I normally will give this example of, say, you underwent a chemotherapy. The side effects of chemotherapy, depending on the individual and their immune system. People have horrible experiences in terms of the side effects of chemotherapy. It is an intervention. It is an allopathic intervention. And every intervention, if even you just take a painkiller exceeding 7 days, your liver may suffer some consequences. And that is why the doctors, they don't allow you to be on a painkiller forever. And so, bottom line, there are side effects for any medication that we take. But this intervention, this chanting of the holiness, I normally don't call it chanting because in my field of management and decisions, a number of my colleagues, we don't believe in religion. We don't believe in God. Because you cannot prove God to us. Unfortunately, you refuse to prove God to us. So we don't believe in you. And I don't blame most of my colleagues because we find that in most cases the wars and conflicts that are pervasive on the planet they're triggered by religious leaders. But it doesn't mean that all religious leaders trigger wars. Most religious leaders trigger peaceful resolutions to conflicts. But it's so easy to lump everybody. So the point here is that the chanting is a science-based intervention that helps to bring about a transformation in people's lives. And we see even Prabhupada, when he came to New York and started administering this chanting to hippies, potheads, they became sadhus. Some of them became paramahamsas. Some of them are our gurus in this movement. It shows the power of the holy name. So I call it chanting sonic therapeutic intervention, and that's been accepted, established in management science. If you Google academic sonic therapeutic intervention on Google Scholar, and you see a number of works on that. So the chanting has been proven beyond reasonable doubt by scientific researchers that it helps in improving academic performance. How is that? Because the chanting has been proven beyond reasonable doubt to be an impetus for high attention span. You don't need high attention span to be able to excel in your performance. You don't need high attention span to be able to excel in high productivity and even in innovations. The chanting has been proven by scientists to help in promoting high attention span. So, it's a science, not a religious dogma. It's not a question you tell somebody that, oh, I believe in this and or I don't believe in it. No, whether you like it or not, it's a science. It's not a belief system. So in management science, again, we also have the conceptualization of belief, but our beliefs must be backed with scientific data. Then it's accepted. Otherwise, to believe is for the sake of believing is meaningless. So, spirituality can help people to lead better lives, to have better intuitive adventures if they take to this process of chanting. Academic excellence becomes a concomitant factor. We said the chanting purifies, but this is the scientific explanation of purification. I remember attending a conference, online conference one time, and the coordinator of the conference was a female professor. So everybody was introducing themselves. I said, I'm a monk from the Hare Krishna movement. She said, oh, I know those guys. I know those guys. I was raised in New York. I was born in New York. And when I was a kid, I used to see them on the street, singing and dancing. What does that mean? So I explained to her again in a scientific language. And then she started lamenting. So why are you guys no longer on the street? Yeah. So, yeah, spirituality helps in creating transformation. The chanting also helps in promoting mental health. Science researchers have established that very fact that chanting helps in mitigating the challenges of depressive feelings, anxiety, stress, even insomnia. Just last year, some researchers, these are Indian scholars, they conducted the research and brought to bear that the chanting helps in mitigating insomnia. People struggle to sleep. I don't struggle to sleep. I struggle to be awake. So if you want to improve your life values, then basically you need to model yourself in such a way that you give some time to the chanting. And sometimes people say, I'm too busy with work, too busy with studies. And I love to meet people who say this, who make these excuses. I love to meet with them so that we can slog it out. So, we're talking about how spirituality is relevant to our social upliftment, professional upliftment, whatever, in this day and age. We need spirituality to prevent or to protect our lives, protect our professional careers. Because the number of people who have excelled in their career, they have become statistics. They meet their Waterloo. They go, they run to the brick wall. Not just run to the brick wall. They hit the brick wall and begin to bleed, and they are taken to the hospital. There's so many cases like that. I love, my former governor in New York, Cuomo. Cuomo worked so hard during the COVID. He was the best of governors in the whole of America. But he hit the wall. He worked so hard, but he was also living a life devoid of spiritual culture. He was a victim of spiritual devotional bankruptcy. And then reports came up, multiple ladies came up from his own office, governor's office came up, how he was groping ladies. And in America, we watch to see that. Okay, we are not able to control our senses. You want to control us, you want to be our governor, you must control your senses. This is the undocumented philosophy of American governance. We cannot control ourselves. You want to lead us, you want to manage us, you want to be our leader. Oh, you must be a sadhu. You must. Otherwise, no. So they brought up different reports and they just report sprang up. Many women came up. Oh, he dropped me. Oh, he dropped me. Hey, he did. Then the assembly, the state assembly, threatened that they will impeach him except he resigns. That's how he left office. There's so many cases of very high profile government leaders in all arms of the government, executive, judiciary, legislature. So, if people can integrate spirituality or devotional culture in their life, they can sustain their high profile positions, perhaps perpetually. But anyway, you can't hold your high profile positions perpetually in America. You will go on retirement at 65. 65, you are good to go. But some people, they don't meet that mark. They have endogenous and exogenous factors that propel them to get into trouble. And the very people who voted them into power vote them out. Get out. This is America. I love America for that. In some other countries, you can perpetuate all types of crimes and you're still hailed a hero. It doesn't work like that in this country. But the point is, what role does spirituality play here in sustaining these professionals in their high-profile positions? See, the very general theory of crime is an emanation from Rupa Goswami's proposition of in the Nectar of Instruction, wherein he says, Vachu Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Uttara Pasta Vegam, Eta Vegam, Yoga Visahita Dhiram, Sarvam Atma Pritibim Sasya. In a nutshell, the general theory of crime basically stipulates that all crimes and antisocial behavior are due to low self-control. It's just a polished language of Rupa Goswami's assertions. That's all. I see so many theories in my domain, management domain, and I just thought, wow, these scholars are committing academic, they are violating academic integrity. When you take someone's idea and you don't make a reference, that is a violation of academic integrity. And the Western scholars, they do that a lot. They go to the very literature, they get some concepts, some constructs, they want to polish it, and then go into the field to conduct some research to back it up, and then they say, this is my theory. I could also say, sonnet therapeutic intervention, this is my model. But I said, this is Prabhupada's model. Prabhupada came to the West to establish this chanting. What I do is to use a language that is suitable to my audience. It doesn't mean that it is my idea. It's not even Prabhupada's idea. It's Srila Vyasadev's idea. Prabhupada transported that idea in the West. He transplanted that idea in the West. So this is the difference between the Vedic or the Vaishnava scholarship and the traditional Western scholarship. And these laws are there in our academia that you must make reference. In most cases, these people, they go to the Vedic literatures, they tap their knowledge, tap their information, and then they come to polish it, back it up with some small research. This is my theory. So why not give credit to the original author of the idea? And so we want people to understand that Krishna consciousness is available for all people, and it will help to transform our lives. Who wants to be inflicted with some mental health challenges? Nobody. Who doesn't want high attention span? Who doesn't want professionalism in their job? Who doesn't want innovation in their job? These are some of the concomitant factors that come with chanting. You don't go for it. You don't separately look for it, but they just come like a companion, concomitant factor. They come along with it. And this process of bhakti, yoga, beginning and culminating with chanting, is of zero cost. Not cost effective, zero cost. Unfortunately, when you offer something for free, in most cases, in Kali Yoga, people are doubtful whether it is a spam, or not. When you ask for money, they say, oh, it must be real one. Pay $100 or pay $500 for this mantra. Oh, this mantra must be a very powerful one. That's how we think. That's how we build our culture. So, the process of Krishna consciousness as transplanted in the West by Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is very real. It's very transformative. And anyone can take part in this process. And you don't need to change your status quo. No. We're not asking people to leave their jobs, but if you invest your time and energy in the process, you will tell yourself whether you want to hang on the fence, or you want to go deep into the honey. That you have to determine yourself. And no one forces anybody. And sometimes I was mentioning this, sometimes people say, oh, don't get so much into education, then you're going to lose your credibility in devotional service. No, I right there in Brooklyn, I saw one of these Indian boys. He finished, he was speaking with me. You see him, he's like somebody who didn't, he's very, very simple looking. He looks like somebody who has not even gone to college. But he's finished his postdoctoral studies. He's a brahmachari. Oh yeah. You know, my Guru Maharaja used to say, don't make Krishna conscious, don't bring mediocrity in Krishna consciousness. And sometimes even some of the disciples don't understand what he meant up till today. If we are mediocre, we want everyone else to be a mediocre. But it doesn't have to be like that, because our phases are not the same. Our priority sequence also varies. Our samskaras are not the same. What we carry from previous life cannot be the same. Therefore, our intentions, our purposes, yes, we have the same mission on the planet to spread Krishna consciousness, but our commissions are very different. Our commissions are very different. Even the gurus, the same mission statement of Prabhupada, the vision of Prabhupada, the goals that Prabhupada has set down, but our commissions are completely different. And therefore, we have to understand we need to do what is the needful to be able to help others to liberate themselves in this ocean of mysteries. Even the former president of the United States is in mysteries. You know why? If you have litigations that results to 34 felony counts, found guilty, you think you're happy? You can't be happy. You may sure make a face show that, hey, I'm transcendental. Maybe no. You can't be that transcendental. So, people need Krishna consciousness. We need Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness helps to transform our lives. Look, another blazing point is how the rise in dementia in America is going at a jet speed. It's going astronomical. Dementia. You can Google that up. But the beauty is that researchers have come up with statistical results that meditation helps in minimizing our vulnerability to dementia. There are so many positive side effects of this process of Krishna consciousness. You know, some people are hesitant, and sometimes I ask them, you think I'm stupid? Oh, yeah. If I'm not stupid, or if I'm stupid, I wouldn't be there for 40 years. If you are doing something and you have sanity and you have been doing that for decades, there must be something there. Otherwise, people change jobs like anything. People even change. People even in America, it's even common. People change partners like anything, you know. So the bottom line is that there are many advantages of this process of Krishna consciousness. We don't solicit for it. We don't separately go for it. We don't separately, endeavor for it. But they just come as a concomitant factor with the practice of bhakti. So people who say they don't have the time to chant, they're too busy with work, they're too busy with studies. I hear you. But I'd like to meet with you. Let's have a meeting. Let's schedule a meeting and see how to dissect how you use your 24 hours. I remember one time in Michigan, I met this young gentleman. He finished his MBBS and then he was doing his specialization in MD. And he was attracted to me, so he was traveling around. He was going around with me to different programs when I visited Detroit out here. And then we were in the car going to some program, and he said, Maharaja, can I ask you a question? I said, come on, feel free, you're my friend. He said, Maharaj, see, we medical doctors, we don't have the time to chant 16 rounds. I said, what? I said, in home, I stay in Washington, D.C. The guy is a medical doctor. He has 2 kids. He drives his 2 kids to school. Himself and his wife, they have big deities at home. They do Mangarati every day. They initiated, second initiate. They chant 60 rounds every day. They go to work, they work like every other person in the healthcare industry. We have the time. I said, do you think you are the first medical doctor in this moment? So let's see how you use your time. How many hours do you use for your studies? How many hours do you use for your sleep? How many hours for eating and evacuation? Whatever. And before we could finish the analysis, he almost busted out crying. He said, Maharaj, I'm sorry, I didn't use my time properly. Now, he's finished his studies, he's working with wife and children. He kept calling me, Maharaj, each time you come back to the US, come stay with me, come stay with me. I said, yes, you're my friend, I can come and stay with you. But you and your wife must chant 16 rounds. Then I will come and stay with you. I said, he's going to cook for me. I don't take food from people who don't chant 16 rounds. So I said, that is the litmus test. I'm willing to come stay with you when I'm back in the country. If you're willing to make this sacrifice, good. Otherwise, we can just become friends. We'll come, we hug and we talk, we breathe very cordially. Staying in a house means a lot. That is very intimate relationship. And we need to balance up the consciousness. So, bottom line, Krishna consciousness is there for every one of us. We have to take advantage. And if we don't know the benefits that come with it, we need to understand it now. So that it doesn't become like routine religious activities that we force ourselves to do. And we don't know what we are gaining. We are waiting for the next life. No, it's not a question of next life. This life. You get all those benefits in this life. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Swami Maharaja ki
Jai.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना। अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणात् त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। कथाञ्चन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामितम्। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you, Maharaj, for your sangha and for the words of wisdom. Thank you, Kalkishore Prabhu, for inviting me. Maharaj's class was sobering and also hope-giving. I found it sobering because the way he exposed the spiritual bankruptcy that exists was quite graphic. The examples he gave was very hard-hitting, made a lot of sense, Maharaj. And hope-giving because Maharaj repeatedly explained, because of his also academic background, also his spiritual practices, the power of the holy name, the power of spiritual practices. And one particular statement hit me so hard. Now, when these people say that I have no time, I'm a doctor, I'm so busy. Simple thing Maharaj said, let us sit. Let us dissect your time. Let us dissect to 24 hours. Immediately, any person will be exposed. Nobody can claim that they have no time if they are willing to sit and understand. So that was very powerful, Maharaj. Thank you. I've been asked to also share my thoughts on the topic of harnessing the mind's power. So we have, all of us, we may not have seen the mind, but we know there is a mind. We all feel it. We know that there is something up here. And some places it is called in the scriptures manas, some places it is called man, sometimes people call it as buddhi, some people call it as ahankara, some people call it chitta, some people call it as a conglomeration of all of this. Essentially everybody knows there is something inside. So there is this very powerful thing inside, which we, for simplifying terms, we call it as mind. And we need this mind for success. We need its use. We need to use it. We need to harness its power. Unfortunately, we are not able to use the mind. because the mind is using us. Just like we are not using the smartphone, many of us, the smartphone is using us. Similarly, we are not using the mind is using. So, there are few things if we do, simple things. Jai Shri Shada Gopijana Vallabh Bhagwan ki Jai. Shri Shri Nitai Patit Pavan Gaur Hari Bhagwan ki Jai. So, how do we use this mind in such a way that we get more power, we get more time, more energy, right? All of us want that. We all feel, oh, I'm exhausted, I'm not able to do so much. And because I'm getting disturbed, I overthink, I analyze, I have anxiety. So, what are the practical things we could do by which we can harness this power? Because whether you are a housewife, whether you are a corporate successful manager, whether you are a child, everybody feels overwhelmed because of their mind, right? The greatest warrior this planet has ever seen is Arjuna. And in the first chapter of Gita 1.29 and 30, he explains to Krishna that, Krishna, I am overwhelmed by my own mind. Nacha shaknom avasthatum brahmati vache manah. I cannot stand here. Vepatuscha sharire me roma harshascha jayate gandiva shamshate hasta tvakcheva paridayate. I'm shocked, Krishna. I'm feeling weak. I can't fight. A warrior who's never lost a battle, his mind overwhelms him. So we all will go through moments of vulnerability, weakness. So we need to harness this powerful mind. Otherwise, the mind will destroy us. The scriptures explain, Bandhuratmatmanastasya enatmaivatmanajita anatmanastu shatrutve varte tatmaiva shatruvat. The mind can be the best of the friends or the worst of the enemy. And Maharaj said that we have to control the mind if we have to make the mind the best of the friends. If we don't control the mind becomes the enemy. I remember once in the initial days I wanted to do a mind control seminar. I don't do that now. But when I said mind control seminar, one boy came to me and said, so this seminar will help me control others' mind? I said, it is not for controlling others' mind. So we are always living in the world outside of us. We need to understand our own inner world. So this is extremely powerful demon inside because it is not controlled. Look at the tragedy in modern times. People say that we want peace. And they also say we want to fulfill our desires. How can you have both? If you're going to always be fulfilling your desires, you'll be agitated. And you're saying, I want peace also. Either you decide, I want to fulfill my desires and be miserable. Or you say, I want peace and I'm willing to give up material desires. You can't have both. Anyway, so this mind is a reality. It causes a lot of problem. And just give you one example to explain how the mind can be deadly. Then we'll discuss 4 practical things we could do to harness this power. But before we understand the 4 practical things, we need to know how powerful the mind can be. His Holiness Srila Sachinandan Swami Maharaj said that his father was in railways in Germany. So his father's colleague, he went to the railway station. So there is one wagon where refrigeration is it is used for refrigeration. Vegetables and things are kept inside, and there is a certain degree of temperature at which it is maintained. So Maharaj's father's colleague went inside and for inspection, and at one point of time the door got locked from outside. Somebody locked it, and he came running and he banged on the door, but the person locked it and left. And now, because he was an engineer himself, he knew that if somebody is stuck in that cabin, in that wagon, for I think 7 hours or something, then a person freezes to death because that's how cold it is. You can't last more than 7 hours. So this man knew it. So immediately started banging, and during those days they didn't have cell phones. He started shouting, but nobody was hearing him. And he knew that 7 hours, I will die in 7 hours. So he was trying his best. He couldn't come out. And next day morning, when the people were looking for him and they opened the wagon and they found him dead, naturally, he was frozen to death. But you know what is the most amazing twist to this story? This was the most dramatic thing that people were shocked. Because last 36 hours in that entire region, there was no electricity. That means the wagon was not cold. But what happened to him? He was frozen to death. So who killed him? The cold killed him? Mind. That's why the scriptures say mind is the worst of the enemy. The Upanishads give the story of a sadhu who was sitting under a tree and doing meditation. Om. And a snake came, slithering, and the snake bit him. Poisonous snake. And he opened his eyes and he saw. What was that? He couldn't see the snake, but he saw a mouse run away. So he thought the mouse bit him. So he continued his meditation. Oh. His life went on as normal, nothing had happened. And after a few days, he was again sitting under the tree and doing, oh, one mouse came and bit him. And he looked around and he saw one snake go by. And in a few minutes, he was dead. So who killed him? Mind. Mind is extremely powerful. So sometimes even devotees go through this because we don't know how to harness this power. We become weak. And best of us can go through extremely weak moments. So what are the 4 things we could do? Srila Prabhupada gave us 4 simple formula by which we could harness this power of the mind. You want to know what it is? Very easy to remember. A, B, C, D. D stands for diet. In Hindi they say, Jaisa Anna, Vaisa Man. What you eat will affect your mind. Eat healthy, offered food to Krishna. Basically, eating food purifies the consciousness. This is 1. C, A, B, C, D. C stands for chanting the holy names of Krishna. Chanting cleans the heart. And B stands for books, basically means wisdom, higher intelligence. And A, association. When we have good friends, good people around us, that helps us handle our mind. Because our mind, sometimes you say, no, Prabhuji, I will use my intelligence. But if our intelligence is not derived from higher intelligence, means books, spiritual wisdom, Krishna Katha, association of sadhus like Maharaja, if we don't, that is called as higher intelligence. That is called as books. When we access intelligence beyond ourselves, that is association and books. That will help us control our mind. Our intelligence will not help us. Our intelligence is also contaminated. Do you know that? Our intelligence is contaminated. There is actually in the inner world, there is how many of you from childhood have been taught manners, etiquette? Like say uncle, in India we are taught namaste auntie, namaste uncle, or we are told don't dig your nose, sit properly, say please, we've been taught, say thank you. All of us have been taught etiquette, how to talk, how to behave, how to sit, how to walk. How many of us have been taught etiquette about how to think, how not to think, what thoughts to allow? This nobody teaches. But there is a whole world inside. We need to learn the etiquette of this world also, how this world operates. Just like outside world, there are laws, traffic laws, police laws. Similarly, there are laws in the inner world. Nobody teaches us these laws. There are 2 worlds we all live in. One is outside world where we have manners, etiquette, we smile. But there is a world inside. Like in the Harry Potter world, there are 2 worlds. The world of the Muggles and the world of the wizards. Right? 2 worlds. So the wizard world has its own Olympics, own police force, own banking system. Right? There is a platform in that. I was in London last year, King's Cross Station. They made me enter that. That was platform 9 3/4. They baptized me. It was like a holy place, yatra for me. They said, Prabhuji, you should come here. You should go to. But there is a pillar from which I think they used for Harry Potter movie. So then they were embracing that pillar. I said, I will embrace this pillar only if Narsinghdev will come out of this pillar. So otherwise, I'm not embracing. So the whole idea is they are explaining that if you enter this pillar, then you enter the other world, the wizard world. Right? That's the world of the Muggles. This is the world of the Muggles, and that's the world of the wizards. Similarly, we are living in the outside world, in the world of the Muggles. There is a whole inside world of mind, intelligence, ego, and nobody has taught us how this operates. So how this operates, the scriptures explain. Simple language I'll explain. In the inner world, there is a mafia, there is a gang, and the boss of this gang is called ego, false ego. He is the unseen dawn. He issues a diktat. I am the enjoyer. I am the greatest. I am wonderful. I am the best. That is the false ego's order. And the false ego has two servants. On the right side, there is a bodyguard. His name is mind. He says, yes, boss. When the false ego says, I am enjoyer, the mind says, mind is the bodyguard who has only one function. Sankalpa, Vikalpa. Means what does the mind do? Accept or reject. So for example, the false ego says what? I am the enjoyer. See, externally what is happening? We are meeting each other in the temple. Hare Krishna Prabhu, how are you? I'm fine. How are you doing? Great. So this is all going on externally. Please take prasad. Oh, how's the job going on? What is the son doing? All that we talk. But internally what's happening? The false ego is saying, I am the enjoyer. And then one person comes and says, Prabhuji, it was a very nice class you gave. So the mind is the first bodyguard. So what is the mind's job? To protect the ego. And what is the mind's function? What does it do? Accept or reject. So when someone comes and tells me, Prabhu, you gave a very good class, the false ego is happy. Because false ego is saying, I am the enjoyer. So what will the mind do to that person? The mind will reject or accept him. Accept. Mind will accept. Very good person. Very good person. Mind will say, very nice person. Prabhuji is very nice. Why? Because he massaged my ego. But the false ego has second bodyguard on the left side. What is that bodyguard called? Intelligence. What does intelligence do? Intelligence gives reasons, analysis to confirm what the mind did. What did the mind do? Accept. The intelligence will say, he is very good because he is from IIT, very big engineer from very good college. He is from MIT. And intelligent people, that is why you could recognize that I am very good. My class was good. Because my classes will only attract intelligent people. So he is a very intelligent person. So what has intelligence done? Given analysis. So same person, tomorrow he tells someone, Prabhuji is very arrogant. Last year he was okay, but this year he has become puffed up. Or, he has become now guru, he has become GBC, he has become sannyasi. Whatever, the mind will say, the person may say something about you. So then the mind, so you come to know, what has happened to the false ego? False ego, I am the enjoyer. So that has been hurt. So when the false ego is hurt, when the dawn is attacked, what will the bodyguard do? Protect. So what will the bodyguard do now? So yesterday he accepted him. Today what will the bodyguard do? Reject. And what will the intelligence do? Oh, he's from MIT. No, MIT means proud. Education leads to proud. Kunti Devi has said in 9th chapter of 1st canto. So you start putting verses. All the analysis, everything is there. Intelligence will provide everything. Contaminated intelligence. So both mind and intelligence will nicely protect the false ego. So we are completely fooled. The soul is suffering. So therefore, we need association. We need equals, seniors who can give us feedback, who can help us, who can correct us. Association. And books means higher wisdom, because that intelligence is better than our intelligence, because our intelligence is contaminated. Sometimes we think I will think, Prabhuji, I will solve my problem by introspection. Introspection is bogus if it is not having higher connection. Because thinking does not mean knowing. You can think, but not know the truth. Because you can be stuck in a negative loop. You can be stuck in a negative loop. Because 99% of our problems, which is in the subconscious mind, our thoughts, feelings, and our desires, we cannot access it by our thinking. Only by mercy it is revealed. So we need higher intelligence, which is books. We need association. And most important, we need chanting and diet. We need prasad and chanting. Chanting because the holy name is sound. Maharaj is amazingly, I was so amazed by this term itself. Sonic therapy. What is the second word? Therapeutic intervention. Sonic therapeutic intervention. So this is therapeutic. The sound Hare Krishna and Ram. This sound is not matter. This sound is transcendental. So when we say, and what a point Maharaj made. Because it is simple and it is free, we don't take it well. If somebody, when he said that, it immediately, it was like bang on. I could connect to it. In India, when we do holy name seminar, we give holy name free beats. Nobody takes it seriously. If you say $500, people will say, must be very, very good. Because we are diseased. We are suspicious. And simple things we easily miss. And I've seen even as a child, some of the simplest things we miss in life. Just because it is simple and it is profound. Like when, in school, we had this maths exam. And when I saw one particular sum, it was carrying 10 marks. It was a 100 marks exam. And other sums I was solving. And I saw this, it was very easy. I said, 10 marks for this? No, there is some catch here. I will do this later. So I kept it for the last. And then I spent a lot of time analyzing that question. How can it be so simple? No, there is some twist here, some catch here. So I was trying to think. Finally, time got over. The examiner took away the paper. And I came out of the examination, we were all talking. And one person said, it is very simple. It has to be we just have to take the average and add it. When he said it, it was like, my God, I lost 10 marks just because of overthinking. It was so simple and straightforward. This is exactly our situation. Harinam, Hare Krishna mantra is so simple, so sweet, so sublime, so powerful. But we are like, we don't take it, we just take it cheaply. We don't take it seriously. We had one lady, elderly lady, she was dying in Bombay, in the hospital, Bhakti in the hospital. She was leaving her body. Bengali lady, Bengalis are very expressive people. They are like Italians. They are very, full of. Prabhupada said, we should have the heart of a Bengali mother and the courage of a British soldier, or I say Indian soldier. When I'm in India, I don't say British soldier. But Prabhupada during British days used to say, we should have the courage of a British soldier and the heart of a Bengali mother. So Bengalis are very expressive. So this elderly lady, she was leaving her body, and devotees are trying to preach to her. They said, Mataji, you are going to die now. You are very late. Just say Hare Krishna. Just say Hare Krishna. You will be delivered. She said, no, my son. She's talking about so many other things, but she's not saying Hare Krishna. She's saying, oh no. She's feeling so much difficulty. And they're trying to convince her, see Mataji, so all your responsibilities are done. Everything is over. Now you just have to relax. Just remember Krishna. Say Hare Krishna. Then her son called from America. She spoke to her son for half an hour. That much energy she had. But when we were telling her, just say Hare Krishna. Bolo, Hare Krishna. Can you say Hare Krishna? So easy, right? She was saying, difficult, very difficult. She can say very difficult. She can't say Hare Krishna. Finally, the last moment, what happened? The last moment. Now, this is not funny, but it sounds funny. Actually, I was sad. This Prabhuji said, Mataji, say Hare Krishna once. And you know what this Bengali lady said? Before dying, the last word she spoke was not Hare Krishna. The last word she said, she got irritated because she was told so many times to say Hare Krishna. So she said in Bengali, Baba re Baba, ek to bodo naam bolte parbo na. And then she died. What she said? Baba re Baba, e to bado naam bolte parbo na. Baba re Baba, it's such a big name, I cannot speak this. That much she could say. She could say, Baba re Baba, e to bado naam bolte parbo na. She had to say what? Hare Krishna. That's how, when something is very simple, our mind fools us, cheats us. So don't allow the mind to cheat you. So chanting is extremely powerful. It is therapeutic. That is C. And D is prasad. Because what we eat affects our consciousness. In Vrindavan, one sadhu told us actually in one yatra. He went with his assistant. He had a servant, this sadhu. So, there's a simple sadhu, but he had a nice servant who used to take care of him. So, very advanced sadhu. So, one Mataji came to both of them and said, Maharaji, I want to serve you. You are a very nice sadhu. Please come to my house. Let me make prasad for both of you. So, this sadhu told his assistant, I think we should please her. Let us go to her house. So, they went. But this lady was very poor, from a very simple place. So, she called. So, then when they went in, the sadhu saw, oh, she's very poor, very small hut. But she's so sincere. She called me for prasad. And when they started eating prasad, he realized, my God, she had prepared 100 items. She had prepared so much of variety. And she had cooked with so much love. So they ate prasad and everything. And then it was very satisfying. And then they were leaving. When they were leaving, after some time, the sadhu turned to his servant and said, there is something wrong you have done. Then the servant said, sorry, Gurudev. He opened his bag. That's 2 serving spoons. The lady was serving. She had gone in. I think there were silver spoons or something. So he took that very expensive 2 silver big spoons and put it in the bag. The servant. As if nothing had happened. And then they all wind up and then the lady went in. So they left. So the sadhu felt, because he is a sadhu, evolved person, he knew that his servant has done something wrong. What he had done, servant? He had stolen the spoon. So then he looked at the servant and he said, how did you do it? Why did you do it? He said, I'm sorry, Gurudev, I'm really sorry. And the sadhu thought, my servant is a very good boy. He's always with me. He said, come, let's go back to the home. We have to return these spoons. So they came back and the lady was winding up everything. So the sadhu told her, Mataji, tell me very honestly, you are a very poor woman. How did you manage to cook such a big feast? Tell me. She said, sorry, Maharaji, actually you are right, I'm very poor, I didn't have any money. So I stole some money from the neighbor's house. And I used the stolen money to cook this feast. So then the sadhu looked at his servant. They returned the spoons and they left. You understood what has happened? The consciousness of the lady entered the food and the sadhu was evolved, pure devotee, he could digest. But the servant could not digest it. Jaisa anna, vaisa man. Therefore, we are very particular. I like when Maharaj said, I'll come and stay in your house if you chant 16 rounds. Because if they chant 16 rounds, the cooking, prasadam, everything will change. The consciousness will change. So that is why, in the ancient times, even now also, the sadhus, they're very particular about what they eat, where they eat, because that affects our mind, our consciousness. So these are the ABCD, and this ABCD is founded on one most important principle, which is we cannot control our mind. Ultimately, we are Bhakti Yoga practitioners. We don't want to control our mind. We want to serve Krishna, and Krishna controls our mind. Gopinath, tumi Rishikesha, Rishikadamiya, Taraye Samsmriti Ghore. He says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Gopinath, Anata Dekhiya More, tumi Rishikesha, Rishikadamiya, Taraye Samsmriti Ghore. He says, I am Anath, I am orphan. But you are Rishikesha. You are the controller of my mind and senses. You can control my mind and senses. So we want to come close to Krishna, and Krishna is all attractive. If Krishna can charm our heart, then the mind is not a problem. we want to be conquered by Krishna, Krishna's love. And Krishna has given us wonderful association here at Farmington Hills. He has given us Bhagavatam, books, wisdom. He has given us chanting, and He has given us prasadam. I humbly request all of you, see, we are all ordinary people. Let us be very humble. We are simple. We need blessings of everyone. Everyone. In fact, we should not offend anyone. Sometimes accidentally we may do it, but we should always be in the mood of wanting blessings of everyone. In that association, mind can be conquered, because the blessings is what helps us. Association is the most powerful. What happens in good association? What happens in good association? We get the right feedback at the right time. We get guidance. Anybody here who's not made any mistake in life? Everybody has made mistakes, right? We all know. But when we have good association, when we have good association, we are immediately corrected. I would like to end with this one point. Association is the most important, most powerful to keep our mind controlled. And association can be at 3 levels. Lowest level is coming together. And maybe you can go to pub also. People will say, probably I'm associating with him. But what you are doing in the association, going to bar, going for some bad activity. That is not association. At the lowest level means simply coming together. At higher level, association means this. Coming together and doing hearing, chanting, service. This is association. And at the highest level, association means depending on the blessings of the other person. So if in the heart of heart, if I'm thinking, okay, I want this Prabhu's blessing. If I'm in that mood, then I'm associating with you, even if you are very far away. So if we have this mood of wanting blessings of everyone, then we are associating. And if we have this association, then we will get right correction, right feedback at the right time. And then we can handle this crazy mind, which will come out with all horrible ideas. It will make us do the most stupid thing. Mind will make us betray our own values. Mind can royally cheat us. Therefore, we need to always have good association, good friends. See, we all make mistakes. That's okay, but you are not a mistake. Just have good people around you. Have wisdom, association of sadhus like Maharaja, chanting, deity worship, prasadam. And of course, deity worship is all part of Bhakti Yoga. But essentially, the ABCD is what Prabhupada has given us. And this will help us handle our mind. There is so much more we can talk, but I would like to pause here. No, we can go for question answers. No? Yeah. Okay. So ABCD is founded, Srila Prabhupada gave us this simple formula. That's what I'll come back to this point. Don't think that just because it is given, just because it is simple, it is not effective. The Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna actually tells Krishna that Krishna, I cannot control my mind. You know what Arjuna tells Krishna? You can repeat this verse after me. Very powerful. Arjuna has analyzed the mind like nobody else can analyze. He says, please repeat. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna Pramati balavadridam Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayor iva sudushkaram. He says, Krishna, my mind is chanchal. You know, chanchal means restless, keeps running here and there. So he says, my mind is chanchal, my mind keeps running here and there. Now, sometimes the word chanchal sounds very sweet. It's a feminine name. Oh, very sweet, chanchal. It appears as if mind is very cute. Mind is restless, but mind is not cute. You can't say, mind is like my child. My child keeps running here and there. My child is restless. So my mind is restless like a child. No. Arjuna says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Krishna, my mind is chanchal, restless, but Pramati balavadridam. My mind is Pramati. My mind is mad. It is not simply a cute, restless child. It is a mad person who is restless. Imagine a mad, restless and mad. You may say, still it is okay. My mind is a child. I can control a restless, mad child. No, he says, Pramati balavad. Balavad means strong like an elephant. My mind is not a cute, restless child. My mind is not a cute, restless, mad child. My mind is a restless, mad elephant. Strong. Chanchalam means restless. Pramati means mad. Balavad means strong. You may say, so what? Mind may be very strong, but I am very good in negotiation skills. I will negotiate. I will logically talk and control it. The last word, Arjuna says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavat dridam. Dridam means obstinate, stubborn, incorrigible, unreasonable. Mind is determined not to surrender. Then Arjuna says, Tasyaham nigraham manye. I cannot control this mind, but Krishna, Vayoriva Sudushkaram. I can control a cyclone. Arjuna had so much power that by his arrows he could control a cyclone, thunderstorm, but he cannot control his mind. Can the US Army control a cyclone? No. Can any army in the world control a cyclone? You may have relief measures afterwards, or you may have relief measures before the cyclone, but you can't stop it. Arjuna could stop a cyclone, but he couldn't control his mind. Therefore, in Bhakti Yoga, we don't want to be yogis who control the mind. Our goal is not to become yogis who control the mind. Our goal is to tell Krishna, Krishna, I love you. Krishna, I want to serve you. Krishna, please help me. And then Krishna will take care of the mind. But we chant, we do all these things to show Krishna, I am sincere, Krishna. See, I am sincerely chanting, I am sincerely coming to temple. Now please help. Arjuna had so much power that he could resist the advances of Urvashi, who came to him to enjoy in the heavenly planets. And Urvashi was very, very beautiful. And Arjuna told her, Hare Krishna Mataji. She said, I'm not Mataji. I can enjoy with you. He said, no. That means you have so much sense control. And in the heavenly planets, the laws were different. It's not like in earth, the morality values, laws were not like that. So he could have enjoyed with her. So he could say no to her. That much powerful he was. Still, he says, my mind is overwhelming. And Krishna in the solution, he says, Abhyasa, practice, detachment. So for the ABCD which Prabhupada is given is based on the instructions given in the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Because this is what helps us access Krishna's grace. Otherwise, at our level, when we try to solve our problems with our mind, intelligence and ego influenced, you know what is happening? Because our mind is not in control. The solutions we create, the solutions we give creates a bigger problem than the original problem. Do you understand what I said? Because our mind is not in control, we try to solve a problem, we create a bigger problem. Like, I didn't know plumbing, carpentry, and I was staying in one small base. We had started for youth preaching. The water started leaking in the sink, the kitchen. I tried to do repair on my own. Bigger mess. You don't know cooking and you go to the kitchen and start experimenting. The kitchen becomes a bigger mess. Your laptop conks up and you don't know how to repair the laptop and you try to solve it. It becomes a bigger problem. So in ignorance, when we try to solve a problem, the solution creates bigger problem than original problem. Right? Therefore, we don't know how to handle this mind. And instead of learning about the mind, and instead of learning about Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Yoga, if we try to solve the problem of the mind, we try to solve the life problems without understanding spirituality, we create bigger problem than original problem. The scriptures give the story of a sadhu who had a big beard, and he was sitting under a tree and doing dhyan. What was he chanting? Om, chanting. And from the tree, one ant fell on his beard, big ant. He said, "Oh, I'm a non-violent sadhu. Phew. My dear ant, go back to the tree. Go back. You should not be harmed. Go back." So I was just putting the ant back in the tree. There was a whole bunch of ants there. They all fell on his beard. And to save his beard, he ran and he jumped into a pond to clean his beard. So he cleaned his beard and came out, and then he realized, oh, I tried to save one ant. I ended up killing so many ants. This is the classic case of solution creates bigger problem than original problem. Earlier, the problem in the world was what? Walking. People had to walk long distance. So they created automobiles, car. Walking problem was solved. Now everybody has car. But now pollution has increased. What is the problem now? Breathing, no fresh air. What is the bigger problem? Walking problem or breathing problem? Solution creates bigger problem than... See, I am an economics student. So for 7 years I was studying economics, international finance. So we had one very classic paradox in economics. It is called the Cobra paradox. So for economic students will know what I'm talking about. During the British Raj in India, in New Delhi, the population of cobras increased a lot. Deadly cobras. And the British Sarkar said we should do something about this. So they made an announcement. They said there are a lot of cobras in the city. If somebody can catch cobra and give us cobra, for every cobra you give, we will give you 1 rupee. So the British government thought people will catch cobras. They'll be inspired to catch these cobras who are running here and there and give us, and we'll give them 1 rupee and the cobra problem will be solved. But this British government had underestimated the creative genius of Indian Marwadis who are staying in Delhi. They started breeding cobras. And so many cobras they bred every day. And every day they were going to the British government and saying, take cobras. So after some days, the British government realized, hey, there is some mischief going on. So you know what the government did? They said, the scheme is stop. We are not going to give any money. So now what this Marwadis did, there are so many cobras. What they did now? They opened and they released the cobras. So earlier cobra population was X. Now it became 3X. So they tried to solve a problem. That solution created bigger problem than original problem. Person is lonely. He sees loneliness problem I should solve by getting married. In Hindi they were saying, जिसने जल्दबाजी में शादी की उसने अपना जिंदगी बिगाड़ लिया. I'll translate it in English. One who gets married in a hurry, yes, destroyed his life. जिसने जल्दबाजी में शादी की उसने अपना जिंदगी बिगाड़ लिया. जिसने सोच समझ कर की उसने कौन सा तीर मार दिया. One who gets married after a deep contemplation, what great thing he has achieved. Of course, this is just a joke. We have exemplary grahasthas. Just a joke. But the point I'm saying is, ignorance is a problem. Ignorance is the problem. And in ignorance, when we try to solve problem, that solution creates bigger problem than original problem. Because the mind, intelligence, ego nexus is extremely bad. Therefore, we need sadhus, we need association of devotees, we need people who genuinely love us. And when we live in a community, we will make mistakes, we will have ego clashes. But we should be humble enough to stay along in that association, understanding that association can be at 3 levels. Lowest level is simply physical association, higher is doing seva together. And the highest level of association is depending genuinely on the blessings of all the other devotees. Then when we depend on their blessings, Krishna will protect us from our mind, Krishna will protect us from external dangers, and our life will be auspicious. We need blessings of everyone, even children. Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, I need blessings of future readers. He's asking blessings of the readers of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Everyone who is coming to Krishna is dear to Krishna. So in this mood, let us make this community here at ISKCON Farmington Hills a community where Krishna is the center, where service to Vaishnavas is the bonding, which keeps us close to Krishna, and let us depend on each other's blessings, love and mercy. And let us live a life beyond ourselves. When we only think of ourselves, I, me and mine, we can never be happy. One of the biggest reasons why our mind is troubling us, because we are only full of ourselves. And because of that, we are unable to access Krishna. I don't know. Do you have coins in America? Or only bills, $1 bills? Do you also have? Do you have a coin? Can somebody lend me $1 coin or whatever? I'll end with this one simple example, and then we can have question answers for Maharaj. Yes. Toss it. Yes. Okay. Anyone? Okay. This is a $1 coin. Huh? Quarter. Okay. If you take this coin, keep it close to your eyes, and the midday sun, you look at the sun with the coin close to your eyes like this. You know what this coin does? It covers the vision of the sun. You can't see the sun. Now, what is the size of the sun compared to the coin? How many quadrillion times bigger is the sun compared to this coin? Right? But this small coin has a potential to cover the sun. Similarly, your problem right now, my problem, which is here in the head, this is like coin. And Krishna is like sun. When we keep our problems close to our vision, our consciousness, we can't see Krishna. We are full of ourselves. We are suffering. So our suffering has become more because of I, me, ahankar, nitya ahankar. So let us come out of our own head. Let us live for others. And while living for others, we will make mistakes. That is okay. Krishna will forgive. But if the mood is right, if we depend on everybody's blessings, then even if our mind is troubling us, Krishna will note our sincerity. He will help us move on. Sometimes it's not easy to live in a community. Everybody has their own false egos. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is suffering. But let us tolerate each other. Let us love each other. And remember Krishna. And that way, our life will be auspicious. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Shri Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabh Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Shri Nitai Patis Pavan Gaur Hari Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So Hare Krishna devotees. So our question answer session. We can take one question for Maharaj and question for the general like that we are doing it. So time is up to you. Let us have one game.
Swagat Acharya. Video. Just tell me after the program I want to meet him for 1 minute. Something.
I have one question related to the highest category of initiation. As you said, if we want blessing from some devotee, then we are associating with him even if we are not present with him. So is it like if we are at home and we want blessings from, let's say, Prabhupada, so we are associating with him, we are at home?
Hare Krishna. There is 1 minute announcement. Wednesday is Radhashtami. So you are all requested to come and attend the festival. Maharaja is to come. Secondly, Maharaja is gradually. So 18th is actually Bhakti Purnima. Anybody receives Bhagavatam as a gift that day. Yeah. So it's one as a campaign. So if you are interested, you can take Bhagavatam. This is a very auspicious time of year. So what is that? This is mentioned in the Jyoti edition of Bhagavatam. If you read Bhagavatam, and the basically knowledge is given from that day. So, there is some Krishna's grace. They can give you somebody else. Okay.
Even if you receive the Milan second and you start reading also the title so key important aspect, five major aspects of Bhakti. Having devotee, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting holy name, worshipping the Lord of Krishna, and living in the holy place. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a high weightage for a special purpose. So everybody should have Bhagavatam. Only when you have Bhagavatam only, then it will be a good thing. But we may say, I can become laptop, I can become internet. But when you go to use your phone or use your laptop, you have many things, there will be distraction. But when you have Bhagavatam, you have only Krishna, only Bhagavatam. So, definitely, reading at least start with 10 minutes a day is good for you, good for your family. But that way, when we start with the good habits for your family, not to control the mind, you have to have a lot of good habits. So reading Srimad Bhagavatam is the best habit. So, as a part of our ISKCON Farmington Hills program, we are distributing it. They can group yourself around the room and then call your friends. Meet together in any part of the day. Night when your work is done, you can conclude your day with reading Srimad Bhagavatam. That's the best way. So, please and we can be able to help you. You can connect to any teacher. You can help you to reach Srimad Bhagavatam. So that you don't find any difficulty about it. And we are having a lot of programs. Please, before you can help. Thank you.
So your question is how. I spoke about 3 types of association. So you are saying if I am remembering Prabhupada at home, does that mean I am associating with Srila Prabhupada? Right? And so yes, if we depend on blessings of Srila Prabhupada, we are associating with Srila Prabhupada. But that doesn't mean that I am associating with Srila Prabhupada by remembering him at home. So I don't need association of devotees in the temple. You understand? So there is no substitute for physical association of devotees who are serving Srila Prabhupada. We can't say I will avoid all the devotees and I'll just associate with Prabhupada. Then the mind will come through the back door. Mind can come through in the name of, mind can come in the disguise of Krishna also. Mind is very tricky. Sometimes we want to be alone, not want devotees around us. So we should be careful of that. We can remember Prabhupada when we are alone and associate with Prabhupada, but we should also associate with devotees.
I have follow-up question. So, let's say, and Prabhupada also says, if we are reading books, then we are also reading, for example, let's say we are reading Gita from Prabhupada, we are also reading. So let's say I have 1 hour, and I have 2 options, either coming to the temple to associate with Jigal Prabhu and Maharaja and other devotees, or reading Bhagavad Gita 1 hour. So which one is better?
See, there is no fixed formula. One day you can come to temple, next day you can read. You can try trial and error and you can discover a proper combination. Don't have to strictly see there is moral dilemma and ethical dilemma. If you tell me, Prabhuji, I have 1 hour, should I come to temple, should I go to a bar? For the moral dilemma, bad and good, what you should choose? Good. That means in this case, come to temple. So moral dilemma easy to answer. What is moral dilemma? There is a bad choice, good choice. What we should do? Good choice. I should go to bar, I should go to temple. Come to temple. That is the moral dilemma. But your question is ethical dilemma. Ethical dilemma means 2 good choices. A, read Prabhupada books. Second, come to temple. So for ethical dilemma, I would say whatever you are inspired by, do it. There, if we keep saying right, wrong, there is no end to it. Because there is no absolute answer for that. Both are important. Reading Prabhupada books is also important. Associating with devotees is also important. One day I was reading Prabhupada books. I had quota. I'm telling you why ethical dilemma is very tricky. I had made sadhana card. I had said I want to read every day 1 hour Prabhupada book. I made a law like that. And one day I was really struggling for time. And I was running around. And then some of the brahmacharis friends, my senior devotees, they were all sitting and talking. And it was such a nice energy there. Loving exchanges. I was there. I saw them. But I was running to the library to read my 1 hour quota. And I said, should I be here? Should I go for reading? But that my heart was telling me, be here with the devotees. But my mind, because I had made that target, my mind was saying, go and read, go and read. So I was struggling. I buried my heart's desire and I ran to the library, opened the book and I started reading. And the first sentence that came to my thing was, Prabhupada in Nectar of Instructions writing, one should associate with devotees whenever we get a chance. So I closed the book and came running down and associated with devotees. So it is very tricky. So ethical dilemma, sometimes you don't know. Both are good choices. So follow your heart, but don't avoid devotees saying that Prabhupada books only I will read. Because mercy, blessings is there in association. In fact, I have seen that live class, even if it is, an ordinary devotee giving, but who is giving parampara, live class is better than, just sitting in the home alone with online, as Bhagavad was saying, on the phone. There are so many distractions. We may begin by hearing Prabhupada's class on YouTube, but then we'll start watching some Netflix and the mind will trick us. Better to come in association, even if they are not very, very pure devotees. Sincere devotees, association is better than being alone and associating with pure devotees. Mind can cheat us. That is my humble opinion. I can be corrected. I'm very sorry. Maharaj is here. Please ask questions to Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Anybody has a question for Maharaj? I'll go. Whatever. Question, Maharaj. They have a question.
Oh, what is it?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
He's asking from there, Maharaj. Near the pillar.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Raise your hand so that Maharaj can see.
Okay.
Question. Change creates fear in the mind. Anything when change happens, like suddenly like you go to job, then like a person becomes unemployed. So that fear comes in the mind. How overcome this change? And change is a constant.
How to overcome fear when the change is constant.
Thank you. Yeah, like you rightly quoted, this is the wall of change, and change is it's a constant. Variable is the object of change. So when we do have fear arises because we do not know, say, what we are going in for. If, for instance, you are in your home, or you're having a good time with family, and all of a sudden a stranger comes, parks his car and says, hey, get into that car, get into that car. You don't know where they're going to take you to. That is someone initiating a negative change, and therefore the fright is there because you don't know where you're going. It's just like when people are about to die, they don't know what they're going to face after death, so they are in fear. But the person who knows and depends on the mercy of the Lord, if he reclines on the mercy of the Lord, I've seen people. I know one of the presidents in the US here, he told me a story. He's been practicing for years, and when he lost his job, it took him 7 years to get another job. So here was a negative change, but he had firm trust in Krishna. Why the trust? First, he knows Krishna's competency. Krishna is pretty effective and efficient in all that he does. All of his promises, effectively, efficiently will deliver. And he says, my devotee shall never perish. So we may pass through some challenges, and we need to understand that being a devotee does not preclude us from facing a negative change. Even a positive change we initiate, about 65% of change initiatives fail. Change is a big thing in management science. And so, yes, there is that apprehension, but if we understand that there are certain things we can let go, the things we can't control, we should let go and recline on the absolute. When we depend on Krishna, it becomes like the scenario where Draupadi was struggling by herself and she couldn't really save herself. But now, when she reclined on Krishna, called out, Krishna came to the rescue. So the fear is that we are not able to call out to Krishna. We're struggling. We're working hard on ourselves. Gajendra was doing that too. He was apprehensive. But then he remembered, oh, let me pray to Lord Krishna. Let me pray to Lord Vishnu. And immediately, Lord Vishnu came to the rescue. Yeah. What can we do as conditioned souls? Not much we can do. But there's a great advantage for the living entity who is surrendered unto the Lord. The Lord simply uses him or her as an instrument for a positive change. And even when the devotee has to go through a negative change, that is considered a crash program. You know, a crash program, you are supposed to do a degree program for 5 years, and if it is designated or designed for a crash, maybe 2 years. But within those 2 years, you have a heavy workload. The period is short. So some of us have to go through just this one lifetime to purify ourselves instead of having to come for millions and millions of lifetimes. And so we have to pass through some change, some negative change, apparent negative change, but no, Krishna is in charge. And if we understand we are passing through a crash program, there is no need for apprehensiveness. We understand this is the purification. I'm on the crash program. Let me just endeavor and beg for the mercy of the Lord to pass through without fear or favor. So yeah, fear is always there. But for the devotee, he is what? A buyer. What is the source of fearlessness? He reclines on Krishna. Krishna is feared by fear personified himself. So let's understand what we are dealing with, whom we are dealing with, whom we are surrendered unto. Now, it's not some ordinary person. It's not the President of the United States who becomes a president today and tomorrow becomes a fellow. Krishna is all powerful. He will always come to the rescue if we properly take advantage and clinch onto his lotus feet. We don't need to fear anything. We do the proper thing at the right time, and we don't have cause to fear. The deer, when the deer wants to cross the road, the deer looks left and right. And he doesn't walk across the road majestically. He goes at a jet speed. Boom! Why? He's afraid. He doesn't have this consciousness that, oh, Krishna is there to protect me. No. The deer is depending on his power. And so he's trying to protect himself. So he runs across the road. very fast. If we understand that we don't have the power to protect ourselves, we depend on Krishna for the protection, then we recline on Krishna and we don't have any cause for fear. For the devotee, he prays, hey, death, come right now. I'm ready. Now that I'm still able to chant without choking voice, my mouth is not choked with mucus. Death, come now. And what is the greatest fear of humans? Death. People have heard of death before even the soul passes off. They pass through, they urinate, they do all type of things there. They're just afraid. Why? Because they don't know their destination, what is in there for them. They don't know. But the devotee, even when he lost his job, he is confident that Krishna will arrange. And it's true, Krishna has been arranging. Okay? Thank you for your insightful question.
Very good answer. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, very grateful. And let us express our gratitude to Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaja and the Lord is having greatness and evil. Just a bit too much.